No, Holly, at this time we're not going to be able to make it to Iowa. About the farthest west we're going to be able to make it is probably Illinois, and that's just because it's my home state. And I plan on doing some racing there come July, maybe in August, see how that goes. But we do have plans on coming to Illinois. That'll be about as far west as we get right now. Absolutely, Brad. We definitely have plans to move up from karts. We actually hoped to do a little bit of open wheel racing this season, actually, and we actually have an open wheel midget in the shop right now that we're working on, and we were hoping to get it on the track this year, but it just didn't happen. So hopefully next season we can get some track time, some seat time in that open wheel midget, and make that gradual change from karts into something else. The celebration meal after a win is usually malted barley, hops, and yeast, or whatever else it is that they put in beer. So that's usually the celebration meal after a win. No, I couldn't possibly tell you exactly what he said. Not on a family-oriented segment as this one is. But I can probably clean it up a little bit. But basically, make a long story short, I was in a lot of pain. My ribs were bruised up and banged up pretty bad, and I was complaining about being in pain, and basically talking about how some guys race their whole life, and just to not be able to get out of bed in the morning because their body's beat up so bad. And Mike looked at me and he said, Tony, he said, you can quit. You can quit, go back to your farm, live to be 100. So that'd be real special, because then you can sit in your rocking chair and watch the sun go down, and right before you die you can think back and you can remember that you were a good racer, and you were fortunate enough to be able to make a living doing it, but you threw it all away because you were a wuss. And he just kind of stopped right there, and then he looked at me and said, you can sit here and pick the sand out of your wounds, or you can man up. And then he walked out, and that was all the motivation I need. That was the best pep talk that I could have had right then. And I went back out there and we won the feature. Well, I don't think Mom was too keen on the idea of it at first, but she's always been real supportive of me and everything that I do. So she came around, and now she seems to be pretty much into it. She's always asking me how I do and stuff, and I owe a lot of all my success and everything in my life to my mom. I could not have done it without her. She's always, like I said, always been supportive. Without her support, her discipline, unconditional love, prayers, I couldn't have made it to where I am. And my mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she wasn't a wait until your dad gets home kind of mom. She would whoop your butt, and I definitely got my fair share growing up. And no one ever believes me when I say that about my mom, because she's so quiet and sweet, but that's the only that I'm telling you, it is true. She will whoop your butt, and I think the best advice that my mom ever gave me, when things weren't going right, and no matter how crushing it was, she would always just tell me, let it go. And it must be part of God's plan to bring you something better. And most of the time she was right about that. But it's Mother's Day, and if you haven't yet, you need to call your mom. You need to hug your mom if you can. Thank her, and because if your mom was anything like my mom, she was the cook, the maid, the taxi, the cheerleader. She did it all. And you know, and she put up with all of our crap for so many years, and you need to thank her and tell her that you love her. And with that, thanks, Mom, and happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. It is definitely the toughest job in the world, and it's never done. You just keep on doing it. So.